Hey there, and thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Fight Week Focus, a UFC and Fanatics original production. I'm McKenzie Pavacich, joined by the first half of the UFC 320 co-main event, UFC bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili. Well, Merab, welcome back to yet another title fight week for you. Since you became champion, how have these fight weeks felt different for you?
I'm always excited for fight week because hard work is done, and now it's nothing left other than weight cut. But weight cut is always stressing me out. It's never easy. But God willing, I'm gonna do it again because I never miss weight in my life, and but I'm always stressed about weight cutting.
More stressed about the weight cutting than all of the media that you have to do?
Oh,
Lots
yeah.
of interviews?
To be honest, now, beginning it was shocked, when I was fighting main event and then I have to do all the media, and when I see my schedule, wow, I'm like, how I'm gonna do this? But now I don't. It's not no problem, because especially UFC people especially always, hey, this is the next, they're helpful, and you have to do this next, and it's easy, it's very organized here, everything, even poster and going quick, and it's no problem. But and I don't have to travel fight was here in Vegas, that was easy, but yeah, weight cut.
The weight cut. This is the Health is Power segment presented by our new partners at Game Day Men's Health. Obviously, health is the most important thing, staying healthy throughout a camp and a fight week. What is one thing that you did that really helped you optimize your health this camp?
Everyone knows that I work out and I training hard and I push my limits, but every time I feel sore or tired, I slow down a little bit, and I also take tone supplements. That helps too, and just training. And when you feel you tired a little bit, slow down and take some good supplements like tone, and keep training again.
Even machines need a little time off, right?
Yeah, even me, I need to balance,
Yeah, it's all about balance.
Yes.
That's what Game Day Men's Health is all about, helping men to feel, think, and perform at their best. From testosterone to recovery to long-term vitality, Game Day makes personalized care simple. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com to learn more. I remember in your early days, you came in for an interview. I think UFC.com was your only stop for the day. And you came in, no corner, no coach, you were by yourself, and you had this little tripod, and you set up your phone tripod to record our interview.
Yeah.
And I think of that, Merab, a lot, and I think of how far you've come. Have you ever taken the time really to look back on how much you've accomplished?
I agree. Yes, so much. Even 1 year ago, little over 1 year ago, I was not champion, and then I cannot even think about the dream about to become champion because it's hard to think something because huge to be UFC champion, it's huge, and then I'm defending my belt again, and I'm even getting better, and then now I'm almost believe that I'm the best best ever in my weight class, but almost believe. I don't believe, of course. There is Aljamain Sterling and there is Dominic Cruz. Those guys are best, but now I'm proving that I'm one of the best, and I was not always think like that because it was I was losing sparring rounds, training rounds in the gym. I was losing some fights. Either it's UFC debut or my MMA debut, and it was lots of ups and downs. But I never stopped working hard, getting better, and now that we all see the results.
It's interesting to hear you say that there were times, obviously in a career, things get hard, but you've always had such like self-belief that, you know, we look at you, whether you're fighting or you're just in the gym or you're doing media, there's just so much self-belief that radiates from you. So it's interesting to hear that at one point, like, you really kind of had to work through things.
Yeah, I mean, I believe hard work. I believe hard work beats talent, because there is so many talent people, but if they been lazy, they hang out, they waste them time. The hard worker people like me, they come and they will take them opportunity, because because now I earn it what I have. I I I get better, like, because of hard work, and now I'm strong in this. Um, I can beat these talent people. So
Yeah, you've earned everything that you have. You've earned this position as champion. And each time you defend the belt, I would imagine it gets a little more difficult to imagine life without it. So how much motivation comes from this year that you've had as champion, and how I imagine you don't want that to change?
actually, to be honest, I'm not thinking to like any other way to me win this fight. But of course, same time, I also I respect my opponent, and I am realistic. Everything can happen, but um, I don't think too much for me losing belt and be me without belt, or like me even with the belt. I right now I have tough challenger in front of me. It's Cory Sandhagen, and yeah, I just have to respect his game. I have to be realistic. He can. He's a good fighter. He can win, and I should not let him win fight against me.
What is the biggest challenge that Cory brings technically as a fighter?
It's not only one challenge. He's I think biggest, he does fly knee. You never know. He changed stance, and he's from nowhere. He does like crazy fly knee, and also like even if you take him down, he attacks leg locks, and he damaged to, like, I think last opponent's knee too, like is Figueredo, and he before that he damaged the TJ Dillashaw knee, and yeah, he's getting better as a fighter too.
When I think of this matchup, you're obviously very skilled technically. You're also pretty chaotic in the octagon. I feel like it's really hard to predict what you're going to do. And even at that, you do some crazy things. I'm just thinking right now of you picking up Henry Cejudo, running him across the octagon, and then slamming him down in front of Dana. But when you have someone like you, a little chaotic, going up against someone who's very collected, very technical, he kind of treats fights like a chess match. How do you approach the fight differently?
I've been sparring. I've been training super hard, and I see all, and I so more I sparring, more I training, and I believe more myself. Then I just have to my thing, because I just have to go and enjoy. I still do this. I still have to do this crazy stuff. Maybe kissing my opponent or slap his butt or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what makes me like enjoy this process. Not only fight, just enjoy the moment. And like I said, yeah, Cory Sandhagen is a good top opponent for me. Everything can happen, but same time I'm looking for dominate him and enjoy the process and do some crazy stuff too.
He was actually in Newark at the fights, and I remember when you came back to do your post-fight interviews and your photos, Cory was back there and he came up and talked to you. Do you remember what the two of you said?
Yeah, he said, I tell him he was the most deserving opponent for me, next one. And I said, I would like to fight with you. You deserve it. And he said, okay. I said I'm gonna take a little vacation now. Just I said wait for me, and then let's. I said I'm looking forward to fight you, and that was just a respectful, exchange. And I even see him like Holloway here, like when I was living, and yeah, we shake hands, no problem. Listen, he's my opponent. I know he wants to knock me out, but it's not gonna happen, It's not gonna happen, he will be my enemy. Yeah, he's maybe a nice guy. He's maybe a good fighter, but he wants what I have. He wants my belt. He wants my legacy, and he wants to beat me. And I can't let him do that.
This build-up has been pretty calm. If you look at, the fights with Sean, even the build-up with Umar, I think they were very dramatic in ways. And this one is really calm. I think the two of you respect each other. You've made that very known. But how does it feel on your end, just having like normal lead up to an event, no drama, no arguments? I don't know how the press conference is going to go, but I would imagine it's not going to be anything like what we saw with Umar or with Sean.
Yeah, we don't have to do something crazy to disrespect or like make fun of each other, because MMA fans will watch this fight, doesn't matter what, because this is the great fight. Like I'm a grappler more, he's more striker, and then and it's MMA fight, and then the MMA fans will watch this anyways, and they have to watch because you never know. And yeah, it was like no drama or no like nothing like that.
Does it get boring when there's no drama?
No, it doesn't get boring for me because I have to work hard, train hard, because top opponent, like, it's a I mean, there is so many comedy shows or so many drama shows, or there is so many TVs if they want to watch that, but we are fighters, our job is just training hard and fight each other and find out who's the best fighter.
We love it.
Yeah.
And I know you said that you took a little vacation. And I know you went home to Georgia.
Yes.
Which hard-earned vacation. You fought so many times in such a short period of time. I saw some of the videos, but what was it like to bring the belt home to Georgia and have just this homecoming that you did?
That was such a great experience, to me go back to my country, my home. I'm same guy, and the people, everybody show me love, support, and everybody wanna touch me, and then I'm like, what's like, it's like I'm shocked because like I make so many effect for these young kids and people in my country, and they just wanna show me love and support me. That was big motivation, and that my country is the biggest motivation why I love this and why I wanna keep doing this, because I cannot do any better than fighting, and what I just keep fighting because this is the best of what I can do for my country, my people, and myself, because now I made some money, I'm set up for my life, but I don't want to stop. I am even more hungry, and I want to even more busy and more fights, and I want to do fights long years.
Did you come away from that trip with any realization of like, wow, I've really kind of accomplished some life goals here? Or was there a moment in interacting with people or even just looking out and seeing the crowd of people that you had, that it really kind of sunk in for you?
Yeah, like, I mean, people, like how they love me and how they wanted to talk to me, how like for them I am like a hero, and but I'm like same guy, same fighter, like what I was 15 years ago. I like nothing changed, I'm just fighting biggest organization, and I'm just champion, but same, same. I have always new opponents, new goal, always trying to get better. And but one thing, every time I go Georgia, what my thing is after that is I can't leave this country now. I'm so popular. Like everywhere, I get a lot of love, a lot of taken care of. Everybody wanted to give me something or give me love or like they celebrate or eat in the restaurants. I can't. It's too good to be in Georgia. So like I like to be here in US, to be humbled. Just go my gym. Home and just be focused and like this.
You love it. Well, Merab, you've been a fan of the sport for so long, a fan of a lot of sports for a long time. If there was an athlete that you ran into on the street and you had to stop them for an autograph, who would it be?
Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Mike Jordan. Maybe judo legend Teddy Riner.
Okay.
And there is from Serbia soccer player. What's his name? Djokovic. No, tennis player.
Oh, Djokovic?
Djokovic, yeah?
Yeah.
Djokovic, I respect him. He's a good guy.
Okay.
I'm friends with Kyla Harrison. She's a judo legend, so like.
Would you ask her for an autograph?
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah? Wait, you haven't yet?
I haven't, but yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, for me, who's the legend? I'm also friends with Ilias Iliadis he's originally from Georgia, but he win the Olympic and the world medal in judo, so he's one of the GOAT in judo. Like those guys, I would like to ask the autographs for those.
Okay, all right. Legends only on Merab's list. Now you were in China with Aljamain for his fight against Brian Ortega. I know that you guys are so close. You've trained together for years. But what is it like for both of you to be in camp at the same time? And then especially for Aljamain to have the success that he did in China. How does that kind of ramp you up for this fight?
Yeah, that was good. That's right. He had to fight 1 month before my fight, and that was good. We was still training each other. Even we have a different style opponents, but we always push and help. And yeah, I was in China, help him to preparation his fight, and I'm glad I did that because. First, I was so happy to Aljo win his fight in China against top opponent, and second, I get know Chinese culture. It was interesting, very interesting. When you think about from here, China, you think something different, but when you're there, you see actual a beautiful city, hard worker people, big buildings and high quality stuff, and it's that was good experience for sure. And after Aljo's fight, he was injured, but he was still trying to help me to training and watch my sparring and stuff like that.
Yeah, you guys have a really amazing bond, and for him to be champion for as long as he was, and then for you to kind of take up the legacy and continue it for him in your own way as champion of this division. How much more special is it that you get to carry this on every time you make a title defense, when you think of it within the context of the two of you and your friendship?
Yeah, our friendship is very good, but more it's it's more than just being teammates, we are teammates, we are sparring partners, but we are more close. We are like a family, I know his family, his mom, his brothers, sisters, and of course, now in Vegas we are neighbors. Yeah, we are living next to each other, and yeah, we always wishing each other best, and that's. Yeah, this is really. I'm really grateful to I have a friend like Aljamain Sterling because he's a great guy. Because he's very supportive for everyone and very smart, and he always shares his knowledge or his experience, and he always want to bring a good time and enjoy.
I imagine the after party on Saturday will be a good time for you.
Wow.
What do you have to do in order to make sure that you hear and still on Saturday?
I just have to make weight and just show my fight and do my fight, just my fight, just be myself. And long as I will show myself, I believe I can beat this guy easy, no problem.
Well, we can't wait to see it. Best of luck to you, Merab. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That was bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili looking to make his third title defense here in Las Vegas, maybe land himself on a trading card. Speaking of which, Tops now captures major milestones and viral moments from UFC's biggest events, like Dustin Poirier's final walk to the octagon at UFC 318, which, by the way, is the second highest selling UFC card in Tops Now history. When Tops Now immortalizes these moments, fans who buy a base card have a shot at receiving a one-of-one card, maybe one with an autograph or an event relic like a piece of the canvas. So this weekend, make sure you sign up for notifications at tops.com and follow @Tops on social media so you don't miss a single drop from UFC 320. Who knows, maybe we'll see a guest from today's show on a card. And with that, we toss it to the bantamweight title challenger, Cory Sandhagen. Well, Cory, welcome to a big fight week for you.
Thanks.
How does it feel to be in Vegas and finally be just a couple days away?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm obviously really excited. I'm excited for the fight, but also I haven't fought not in the Apex in Vegas, so I'm pretty excited about that too. Because T-Mobile's always been one of my favorite places to watch fights.
I just shook my head because you've never fought in T-Mobile ever?
Nope.
Wow.
I think actually this might only be my second pay-per-view.
I'm trying to rack my brain, which is still on its way back from Perth. So I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, we call it the fight capital of the world for a reason. T-Mobile is absolutely wild. So while we're on this topic, a little early to ask this question, but what do you think it'll feel like to walk out with this crowd?
Probably not too much different, to be honest. I mean, I have 7 or 8 main events now. I've been around for some time. I'm getting a little old now, so I feel really comfortable, this one actually did feel a little bit different, as we were kind of getting on the plane and just coming over and just reflecting on stuff in my mind. It does kind of feel like one of my first UFC fights where it feels like this new thing, this new adventure that I'm going on. And so that's been really nice because it's just a fun feeling to have a really new feeling experience.
When was the last time you allowed yourself to really sit back and reflect on a week like this, like you have?
I probably won't do it until maybe my career is over, for real. But yeah, I don't know. Every once in a while I reflect, but I'm just working so hard all the time that I don't feel like I get to. But every once in a while I will, and it's cool. It's cool.
So you described this as a new adventure. What was it like when you first got the call? I know you kind of shared it on social, but really, what was going through your mind versus what we saw?
Oh, right on. Yeah, I mean, I just knew it was going to be a lot of work, Fight camps for me, I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but they're super hard. I know that everyone says that, but I almost am afraid of mine sometimes because it's a lot of hard work, and I just know the process of getting all of the quit out of you and becoming a really strong competitor is a process that takes time, and it takes a lot of suffering through it to actually be able to be on the other side of it. So I kind of get scared of them a little bit, but yeah, hard work's fun for me because being on the other side of it, you get to be a new person, and that's cool.
So health-wise, this camp, what has been the biggest thing that's just kept you in top shape?
So we actually did some down weeks this time. Usually I just like hit it as hard, like sprinting out the gate until all the way to the end, and then I taper really hard. But we did like 3 weeks hard, 1 week down, 3 weeks hard, 1 week down, 3 weeks down, or 3 weeks hard, 1 week down, which went a really, really long way. So if you're a fighter out there, I would highly recommend trying to do that, because that, I feel like it made it so I could push way, way harder in the weeks that I was actually pushing, which I'm definitely going to need in this fight. So that was a big thing.
Who would have thought recovery? We love that.
Yeah, I mean, people were like, hey, make sure that your conditioning is really good. It's like, yeah, no shit. But I don't think that they understand that it's like, there's like a science to it a little bit, you know? So yeah, I actually like listened to that and trusted that this time. So yeah, I feel in incredible shape.
I love that. What was the biggest, like, no duh piece of advice that you got unsolicited from someone?
Yeah, it was literally like, hey man, like, do nonstop cardio for this one, like, because Merab has a gas tank. And I was like,
okay,
duh, dude, like, what do you think I'm doing?
Having been through so many fight camps, is there a moment where you can identify, like, yeah, okay, I think that's the last of the quit leaving my system and I'm ready to go? Or does it come at a certain time, or is it different every camp? Just what is that like?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. You just kind of like notice where like you'll just have like an impulsive thought of being like, God, are we done? You know? And it takes like a couple of weeks, but then that goes away, and that's cool. This camp, I will say though, there was like almost a couple times where these two, Trevor and Carrington, were pushing me, where like I literally almost like started crying. Like I was like, I don't want to do anymore. Like it almost got to that point.
We're laughing about it now, but in the moment it probably wasn't very.
No, it was still funny in the moment too. I was like, what the fuck is going on with me? You know, it was it was actually really funny. But yeah, these guys push me really hard. I feel like I push myself all the time, but you could be the best in the world. You need people to push you in life. You know, that's why you need good people around you. And these guys push me hard. Yeah, almost to the point I literally almost started crying a couple times.
Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, kind of.
This isn't fun.
Yeah. They're like, go again. I was like,
well, all the hard work will make it very fun. What's on the other side, as I'm sure you've hopefully thought of and reflected on. It's fun on the other side of that, I'd imagine. I don't know. I've never been champion, but
me neither yet. But yeah, it definitely builds a lot of confidence. Like I feel more confident than I've ever felt, and this is the best guy I've ever gone against. You know, so that means something inside me. But yeah, just that.
I want to go in two directions here, but I want to go off of what you just said. I mean, that's a high compliment. I think sometimes Merab, maybe not at this point in his career, but in the beginning got a lot of flack of like people thought that it was just his chaos that won him the fights, and you acknowledging that like he's truly a great fighter and a crazy athlete is a lot, because you've faced a lot of really tough people. How would you rank Merab as an opponent?
I mean, I think Merab's definitely my toughest. You know, he's like the most experienced. He does have like a chaotic, untechnical way of doing some things, but he's really phenomenal in other areas too. You know, like they kind of balance themselves out. Honestly, I think that Merab has a really good mind. Like you could tell that he's super comfortable in there, and he doesn't shy away from a challenge. And that to me is the thing that sticks out the most about Merab outside of his skills.
And you've always been a really cerebral fighter. It looks like you treat fights like chess matches, and you're taking in data and you're making adjustments as the fights go on. So what do you have to do differently, or like what parts of your game do you have to bring out against Merab because he's so chaotic?
Yeah, I think against a guy like Merab, I have to go out there and do what I have to do, or what I'm going to do, not over hyper focus on what Merab's going to do, because I've lost like that before, you know. So making sure that I'm making it about what I'm doing and less about what Merab's doing. And then also I think I have to be really brilliant. Like I have to fight this thing in a way that is probably more strategic than I've maybe had to fight all of the other fights. And yeah, it's going to be a hell of a challenge, but I'm really excited to rise up to the occasion. I'm like a really bland guy. Like I'm not a very expressive dude in life, and I'm okay with that. I like who I am, but when I get into the cage, I feel like I get to really shine and kind of be myself a little bit, and I'm really looking forward to doing that under like the brightest lights that you can, which is fighting for a world title.
We love to see it. And if I may, you're funny, dude.
Oh,
all of the videos that you put out on social of like the trolls and stuff, like I think it's actually hilarious. So
Cool.
that expression is good as well. And I would imagine it probably balances things out, right? Like you've got these really tough moments in camp where you want to quit and maybe you're crying a little bit. And then you balance it out, I imagine, with some of this like other stuff that you do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got some hobbies now. I didn't ever used to have many
We love
hobbies.
a hobby.
Yeah. So I used to hike in camp a lot. Like that was really fun for me. But now I'm kind of a little lazy, so I don't do that anymore. Instead, I've been for the last couple of years trying to write a lot more. So I've been writing a comic book that I'm getting illustrated now. It's kind of a sci-fi. It'll take too long for me to explain, but I'll just let it be kind of a secret for now. So I have that as a hobby. I have a super secret business I'm starting.
Oh.
I can't tell anyone yet because they're going to steal my idea, but I'm really excited for that when that comes out. Me and my coach Carrington are going to start a gym here pretty soon, so I'm excited for that. So yeah, I have a lot of really exciting things going on in life, and I feel really blessed and lucky right now.
Lots of big things to look forward to. I think that's kind of important too when you're chasing the dream of becoming a champion and you're a full-time athlete. It's so easy to get sucked into that and for nothing else to exist. But having all of these other things really kind of creates more dimension to your life.
They saved me, honestly. Like, that's what it feels like. For a while there, I didn't have shit else going on. And it made me, like, way too intense and way too serious about too much stuff. It made me way too hyper-focused and in a not good way. So, yeah, now I have, like, a lot of, like... I don't really watch TV. I don't really scroll on my phone. I just kind of like write stuff and work on my super secret business.
I can't wait to find out what it is.
It's cool. It's freaking cool. And yeah, that's like, so I fill my time with like creative things now, which is really fun.
Where in the timeline of UFC fights did that change happen?
Probably once I started working with Trevor and Banks together.
Okay.
I felt like I am in really good hands. So it made it so that I don't have to be so vigilant about every little single thing that I'm doing because I have two guys watching over me now that are making sure that I'm doing that for me. And that feels really good.
Now, this is your third camp with Trevor Whitman. Apart from all of the ways that you just mentioned, things have changed for you as an athlete. What has been the biggest difference that you've seen in yourself, either technically or just as an athlete generally, since you started working with Trevor?
Yeah, there's a lot. Him and Carrington Banks both have been with me for some time now. Both of them helped me in similar ways, but I've let them really mold me into the type of fighter that is the right fighter to turn me into, like as like a artist or like a fighter, if I dare say that I'm that. But you can be like too close to your art and you can be like, no, it needs to be this way. But like someone from an outsider, it's like blatantly obvious that it needs to go in a different direction. So they've helped me both do that a lot from a technical standpoint. I also think too that I used to think that believing in yourself was something that like almost was like too woo-woo, you know? Like I was like, how am I gonna like believe? Like I don't even know what the word believe means. Like do I know or do I think? Like I don't really, you know? And they've both helped me a lot just believe in myself. And I think that I've always kind of made myself kind of small just because that's the way that I was raised, is to just be a humble guy who you know, doesn't think that he's above anything or below anyone else or anything like that. But it can kind of make you think a little bit small and not realistically. And so they've helped me see a bigger version of me and just believe that, not believe that I can do it, but like make me so that I start embodying that, you know, if that makes any sense.
What's the key to believing in yourself?
You just gotta freaking bite the bullet and be delusional for a while.
Yes.
And then you literally just start to have it happen.
Yes,
it's crazy.
so accurate.
You like literally just do it. A fighter came up to me and he was like, man, I'm having problems like believing in myself now. Like, I don't know, like I don't feel the same way now that I've lost as when I was undefeated. And I was like, look, dude, this is going to sound stupid, but literally just convince yourself of it. Like that's all that it is. Like, you're going to have other voices come into your head and like give you pretty good arguments, but like just ignore them. Who cares? So
a little bit of delusion. It all starts with that.
it's all delusion. It's like all delusion, you know? I don't have any evidence, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I have no evidence. No evidence. It's all just delusion, but that's okay. That's okay.
We love it. That's what's got you here.
Yeah, just don't think about it too much. I almost started thinking about it too much, and it almost started going in the other direction.
I'm going to veer us away from here so that the two of us don't have an existential crisis on this podcast. But you seem like the biggest fanboy I've ever met. So I'm curious to know if there was someone, an athlete, dead or alive, that you would actually stop on the street to get an autograph if you saw them.
When I saw Mike Tyson in the back of one of the UFC shows, I was like, holy shit, that's Mike Tyson. And that's like as far as a celebrity goes, for sure, because I wasn't like a giant Tyson fan growing up, you know, like that was like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I would say as far as celebrity goes, I really wish I could have met Kobe Bryant because I heard he was really involved with a lot of the UFC stuff and spoke at some of the like retreats and stuff like that. So it would have been really cool to meet him.
Yeah, that would have been. Feels silly to go back to the Mike Tyson thing, but was it at a fight that you were fighting on?
No. It was at the last one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I like walked up to him and I tried to be really gentle because I know he gets asked to take a bunch of pictures, but it was when Merab and O'Malley fought and the second time. And I was like, hey, like, Mike, is it okay if I take a picture? And I did. And he was like, good luck. And I was like, thanks, because I think he just saw my picture because they pulled me up on the thing. Yeah, so he was like, good luck.
Or maybe it was like just a generic good luck that you get to cash in.
Nah, I think he knows who I am. I'm going to go with that. I think he knows who I am.
With this title fight on the line, how much do you pull from the shot at interim that you had a couple of years ago against Petr Yan, like in terms of what went well, obviously, but also like what didn't go well for you?
Not a lot, honestly. I have a really bad memory, so I hardly even like remember that long ago. But I think that honestly, every single fight that I've ever fought has always felt like a championship fight because in my head, it was always such high stakes. Like, this either gets you closer to the belt or it gets you further away. So, like, it's always felt like that. I remember feeling that way as, like, a low-level professional where it was like, if you win this one, you either get closer to the UFC or you get further away from it. So this sport is always high stakes, you know? So I don't feel any extra pressure. Like, it's always been like the highest of stakes in my mind. And that's what this one feels like too, but it's no different than any of the other ones that I've had.
And I know like MMA math is non-existent. It's silly, but I am curious to know if you looked at your fight against Umar, the way that went, what went well, what didn't, and then Umar's fight against Merab, if you've like analyzed those two and have pulled anything from it that maybe is like mind-boggling for us.
Not as much in comparison, but in terms of, I definitely know that I made some mistakes mentally going against Umar. I was way too defensive in that fight, and I made it way too much about like me countering what Umar's doing instead of me going out and fighting my fight, which if you talk to any sports psychologist, that's like number one on list of things to not do. So I'm definitely pulling that from this one, and I've been really focused on, of course, like Merab does some good things, you know, like Merab's going to have some success in there, and I'm going to have to face some adversity in there. But I'm just going to get back to doing what I do best, because I really do believe that I am the embodiment of some of the highest level martial arts that the world has ever seen. And I just need to go out there and do that and like just let that play out. And yeah.
'Cause Have you seen that he said he wants to box this whole fight? Do you think that that's a mistake, or do you think maybe he's just playing some mind games?
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
So true. How's your takedown defense been?
Pretty
Have you found someone that can kind of emulate the chaos and the gas tank of Merab?
Yeah, I've been training with a lot of really big 55ers that are really good wrestlers. We have this Armenian kid, Spartek. I've been training with 55er, really good wrestler, Archie Colgan, who fights the day before me for PFL, really good fighter. My coach, Carrington Banks, is still young enough to get in there and do his thing and wrestle the shit out of me too. So, yeah, a lot of big 55ers to get ready for the wrestling for sure.
That's smart. Do you go bigger? Now, shocker of the century, I'm not a fighter. Do you go bigger to kind of like get used to the force of like a really intense takedown so that when Merab comes to you, like he's not a lightweight, but you've now trained with people that are just have more size on them?
Yep. You always make it as hard on yourself as you can. And yeah, one way to do so is just by training with bigger guys. There's really not a lot of 35ers that I can train with that I feel, some of them might get mad that I'm saying this, that I feel like a big strength difference in, you know?
Yeah.
It kind of takes like 45, 50, or a couple 45s, but definitely 55ers for me to feel like they can like weight bully me around, and that's a good thing to get used to, especially because I anticipate Merab being a strong guy.
It's like a weighted vest, and then you take it off on fight night, and hopefully it feels a little different.
Yep, exactly.
We love it. We love it. So the path ahead, obviously, big week. You're going to stay focused, going to have fun on Saturday. What does the reign of Cory Sandhagen look like?
It starts with going on a revenge tour in 2026 where I take out Umar and Jan because I got to get those ones back in order for me to be seen as one of the best to ever do it. And so it starts there. I know that the fans are really excited to watch me and O'Malley fight, so hopefully that's one that we get to do. And yeah, that's what it looks like, is me getting those two losses back, me being able to be like, all right, I won those ones. You guys no one gets to say shit about me losing those ones anymore.
Clean slate.
Yeah, and then maybe having a big fight with O'Malley.
Wow, that sounds like quite the year.
Yeah.
You've thought that far ahead. So have you thought about what it will feel like to hear and new and feel the belt wrapped around you? For the first time in T-Mobile, might I add.
Yeah, I have. It's still really surreal to me. Like in my imagination, when I like imagine it, I'm like, it still hasn't sunk in. I know it hasn't happened, but like even the like hypothetical of it hasn't sunk in. So I'm assuming it's probably going to feel like that, where I win and then it just doesn't sink in. Probably. It probably won't. Honestly, it probably won't sink in until years and years after I'm done, where I like look back and I'm actually living in the real world and being like, holy shit, I did that. You know?
I did that thing.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see how this plays out, Cory. Thank you so much for your time.
Cool.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
That was UFC bantamweight title challenger Cory Sandhagen, looking to hear and new this weekend in Las Vegas. And if you're looking to add new stuff to your closet, you can gear up for UFC 320 with official event merchandise live now at the UFC store. Whether you're repping the Merab Dvalishvili unrivaled fight shorts or rocking the UFC 320 Pro Sphere styles, all are live now at UFC store. That's it for this episode of Fight Week Focus. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.